Oh, all right. Well, human beings are self-medicating animals. We feel some pain in our lives, and we do something to either distract ourselves or to cover up the pain. And some of the things we pick are not so healthy. So we end up with interventions and 12-step programs. So what I'm here to talk to you about today is a way that you can actually, that you can actually heal your life and not just self-medicate your life by using movies. Okay. So movies are easily available, they're cheap, and they're completely safe, except for one little thing. You know, the whole thing about getting cancer from breathing in the popcorn slavery. So other than that, it's really good. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to walk you through an example. Oops. Wrong slide. So what I'm talking about today is not something I just made up. It's actually based on a field called depth psychology, which is based on the work of Carl Jung. So now the example. Let's jump in here. Let's say that your normally great relationship is not quite so great right now. You're in a rough patch. So how do you fix this with a movie? You watch a movie that has a great relationship in it. So my favorite married couple in the movies is Nick and Nora Charles from the Thin Man movies. So, anybody like this? So those movies were made in like the 30s, and they, the couple is very, very rich, and very much in love. They solve all their problems by using humor. So if that's not your style, if that's a little too over the top for you, if you like your relationship with just like a little bit more grit to it, I recommend any movie that's by Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn. And especially Adam's Rib, because in that movie they play two attorneys. He's a prosecutor, she's a defense attorney, and they fight it out in the courtroom, and it spills over into their relationship. But the good news is everything gets resolved. Now maybe this is too over the top for you. Maybe you're in a place where you're just a little too angry, or you're not willing to go to that place yet. When you're there, I recommend you find a movie that you can relate to. And in this case, I'm going to recommend, are you ready for this? Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Because in that movie, their marriage is a total sham. And when they hit a rough patch, they literally pull out the guns. Okay? But it ends up okay. They end up falling in love and living happily ever after. And having a tribe of kids, but I think that's a different movie, actually. Okay, so what I just did here was I took you through two different medical traditions. We started off by finding the antidote to the life crisis, and that's the allopathic or the Western medical tradition. Then we jumped over to the homeopathic tradition, which allows you to drain the pus a little bit. So the idea here is, start with where you are, but move towards the antidote. Don't just drain the pus. So I'm going to run through some examples here, but before I do, I need to tell you a couple things. I may pick a comedy, for example. You can pick anything that you want. You can pick a drama, an action flick, whatever you like. The other thing is that every movie could be used for more than one example. Okay? So when my slide catches up, we'll go. All right. How are you feeling in your friendships? Are you feeling appreciated? Ocean's 11 is the movie for that. Everybody gets respected for what they do and their contribution. Now, if you need to drain a little pus, I recommend The Usual Suspects, because there your buddies really are out to get you, or at least one of them. One of the greatest challenges we face in life is how to be who we really are in the face of all of these voices out here trying to tell you what they want you to be. And what you see in this movie is that if you pick your life path, everything becomes clear for you. Inside Man, you're confused about work, follow your gut. He ended up getting a promotion even though he never did figure out the crime, which I think is really amazing. Any of you single guys out here looking for, have your eye on some single woman who seems to have her life all together, and the thought of telling her how you feel just mortifies you? Aaron Eckhart writes the book on how to get that kind of a woman. And then the last one. I could talk about this one for 20 minutes, but anytime you're feeling in your life that you, no matter what you do, no matter what your best intentions are, you can't quite get anything to work out, Batman is your guy. Okay, he tells you to take the high road and to live a life of self-control. All right, so now I've told you everything you need to know to fix everything that ever could go wrong in your life. All right? So pick a genre, pick a medical tradition, and go to the theater.
Yay.